Okay, Mr. Anxious here calls me or texted me last night. Did we get tagged? Did we get tagged? We've created a monster.
I like doing it.
He loves doing it. I'm glad he does do it with us. I'm glad he gets tested every day too, so that I can see him.
That is true.
But
it's the highlight of your week.
It's the highlight. It is the highlight of my life, of course.
Well.
So anyway, these were started by Tracy over Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. Jimmy was disappointed.
Yep. Can't tag you, Kim.
Because Tracy already tagged you, Kim. He says, well, I'm going to tag Kim. I know I'm going to tag Kim. And I go, oh, no, you're not. She's already been tagged. Denied. So anyway, I am going to tag, first off, I'm going to remember this week, Valerie Reese. I always forget you, Valerie, but I didn't forget you this week. Robbie over at Frekifitwolf. And then I'm also going to tag, let me think who else I can tag that I haven't tagged in a while. I'm going to tag Cassandra over at Butter Pecan Beauty. So these are the first 5 questions are would you rather, and then the last 5 are either or.
So before looking, is there going to be one that I have to weave my way? Like, there's always one that...
I'm sure there will be. With Jimmy, you never know, but I'm sure there will be.
All right.
See, there's your girl.
Yep, there she is.
Send me at the beginning of one of your videos, because he'll never watch a whole video, Kim. He's just not, he won't.
Attention span's not there.
It's just not. He's got attention deficit big time. Even before they diagnosed it when he went to school, he had a big time.
Squirrel.
And they kept they tested him for Tourette's and everything. And it was just that wasn't known back then. But that's what he has. That's definitely what he has.
I don't have Tourette's.
No, you don't have Tourette's. You have the ADD. You have ADD.
The ADD, yes.
The ADD. Although sometimes when you're swearing, I'm thinking you might have Tourette's.
No, that's just because I work in construction.
That could be. But anyway.
And you're my mother.
That's true. I swear just a little tiny bit. My son, Danny, my father-in-law had asked Danny, has your dad ever sworn in his life? And Danny said, maybe 4 or 5 times. He says, oh, have you ever heard your mother swear? And he says, well, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 times. They picked up a lot of words from me. But anyway, Kim, at the beginning of one of your videos, because I'm sorry that's the most he's going to throw off your rhythm or whatever, your analytics or something, but you need to show him Flair. I keep looking for Flair, and Flair's not on all your videos, but he's kind of curious about Flair.
I am curious.
So, and I'll even get him to subscribe to you.
There you show Flair, I'll subscribe.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to get started. Number 1, would you rather work the job you have now for a year and get double your current salary, or would you rather have 1 year off and just make what you're making now? So you would work all year and you get double what you're making, or you can just say, I'm not going to work next year, but I'm still going to get paid what I'm getting paid right now.
I would rather get paid double, because I'm one of them weird people that love my job. I
love my jobs.
I would say maybe once or twice a year I get up I don't want to go. But when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I get to go. I'm one of them.
Well, I was never one of those crazy people.
No, that's how I am.
But I'm retired. But if I'm going to back it up to before I was retired, I probably would have rather got double my pay, because I did like my job.
Yeah.
There was a few people I didn't like, but I think that's true of any job that you have.
Right.
But they never knew I didn't like them. I would never let anybody know I didn't like them.
They all know if I don't like them.
Yeah, see, he didn't get that from me.
No.
He got that from his dad.
Yeah.
Number 2, be always stuck in traffic but find the perfect parking spot, or never hit traffic but always take forever to park.
I would rather take forever to find someplace to park and have no traffic.
Yeah, see, I would do the same, because
which isn't a problem for me, because if you ask anyone that drives with me, I park in the back. I don't even look. I just go, oh, we're going to go to the back. Oh, there's one. That's where I'm parking.
You know what? I'm going to tag you too, Lainseyslife, because Lainey, I think that this is one that you would like to answer, because she's always complaining when she goes to work about having to park in the back for the... So Lainey, I'm tagging you too.
Well, if you think about it, if you go to the back and you just park...
Well, you get your steps in.
Besides that, by the time you get to the door, you're still... I could be to the door by the time you find a spot.
That's true. But see, I'm so used to Jim just drops me off at the door.
Well, yeah.
And then he finds me in the store.
Right.
Not nowadays, because I don't shop in the stores. But I remember when we were younger, he would see a perfect parking spot, but it would be on the next aisle over, and I would get out of the car and run over and stand in there like I was the car, and I would dare someone to try to hit me, and then I'd wait till Jim came. Then I'd go, "No, you're denied. Keep going, keep going." Does that surprise you?
Not at all.
But we always get that perfect spot.
Kind of like getting my state ID.
True. Yes. Tell them the story, because we always tell stories. My family, we're stories.
So I was, 14 or 15? No, I was younger than that.
No, you were 16, but you hadn't got your driver's license. You didn't want your driver's license.
Was it 16?
Yeah.
Whatever it was. But I had to, legally have a state ID.
Right.
So we went to Secretary of State to get my state ID. So we waited in line for an hour or something.
It was a long time. It was a long time. And they didn't pick numbers. You stood in line.
Yeah. So we finally got up there, and they said, okay, well, we need 3 pieces of ID. And I'm like, well, I have no ID. This is
your birth certificate.
What I'm coming for. I have my birth certificate. And they're like, well, we need 3 forms of ID. And I'm like, well, I don't have it. And then you jumped in.
And I said, what about a utility bill or something like that? Because he has the same name as his dad. And they said, well, that'll do. And I said, well, you know what? We're going to leave, but I'm damn well not going to stand in this line again. And she said, well, yeah, you will. And I said, no, I won't. So we went home and got yours.
We went home, got the DTE bill, and being 16.
And the AT&T bill, too.
And the AT&T bill. And back then, for some reason, when you're teenagers, certain things embarrass you. And we're like, oh, Mom, we're waiting in line. No, we're not. We're going right up there. I'm like, I'm not walking up there with you. Well, it's your ID. You're coming with me. And you can grab me and just big old scene.
But you know what? They waited on us.
They did.
I wasn't rude. I was
just stood right next to the guy, like this close. Like, are you done? Are you done?
I was very assertive. There was a difference between being rude and assertive. I was assertive. We already stood in that line for 2 hours. I was not going to stand in that line for another 2 hours.
I agree.
But anyway. So anyway, I would do the same thing. I would rather just drive around and find a perfect spot.
Yes.
And have no traffic. Traffic just bothers me. It just bothers me. Number 3, ask your ex. I know this one already. Ask your ex or a total stranger for a favor.
Stranger.
He's so sorry. He's so weird. You know, some things I just know for a fact, and that was it. I don't have an ex, so this one's easy for me. I would ask a stranger. I don't have a problem. I'd talk to anybody. So, you know, if I need a favor, how many times I'm in the grocery store and there's something like on the bottom shelf, and I'm not allowed to kneel because of my knees,
right.
My knee replacements, and it's like way in the back, and I can't get to it, and I'm stooping. I can get down there quicker now that I've lost weight, but when I was really heavy, I know they looked at me, but I would go up to somebody and I would tell them, I'm fat, I'm old, and I can't get down on my knees because I have knee replacements. Could you reach me something on that bottom shelf? And they always did. So yeah. People will, you know, like you kind of judge people and see if they're grumps.
Right.
Number 4, would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader?
That's like either way you're screwed.
Yeah, you really are. Your dad breathes like Darth Vader at night.
He does.
I like you. I don't even know how Yoda talks. What is Yoda? I'm not really. Is that Star Wars?
Yoda is Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not really into Star Wars or Star Trek. I guess I'd rather talk like Yoda. I'd have to learn how to talk like Yoda.
I just know how to do.
The force be with you.
And the force be with you.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I couldn't talk like that.
You're supposed to do your Jimmy Stewart. You were supposed to think all week, so think while you're thinking through the video. I'm giving them 2 things to do.
We might have to cut and look something up.
Yeah, okay. Number 5, get your paycheck given to you all in pennies or never be able to use cash again.
Give my paycheck.
They would, if you got $100. Yeah, you would never use cash. You just use your debit card.
I hardly use cash now anyway.
Yeah, I use my debit card. I don't need cash. I wouldn't want $100. Nowadays it's hard to even when you roll
there's
your
a coin
change,
shortage.
Well, yeah, but when you put the coins, I never put the coins in the coin machine because when you put the coins in the coin machine, then they charge you. So you're not getting your if you have $5 in coins, they're only going to give you $4.50 because they're going to charge you 50 cents.
Well, they didn't used to do that, but that's
what they do now.
Yeah, now they do.
But I roll them, but then when you roll them, then they get a problem with that because people don't want you to use that either.
Why?
because they don't trust that you've really put the right amount of money in the rolls, because I've come across that.
Well, the rolls the paper things are made to have
No,
a certain amount.
you can squeeze, you can make it smaller. You can put like fake money in the middle too. Like fake coins, like little washers and stuff.
Right.
I know from when I was working, you'd open it up and there'd be washers in the change.
I could have done that.
One year I was bonus because it was somebody's collection. That's where I got the 1865 penny. I have an nickel. It's an 1865 nickel because somebody had put a bunch of old coins in a thing. I think it was somebody cashed it in, and I just took out the old coins. I have them in my coin collection.
Did you replace that?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't just take the money.
I'm just checking.
But if it was a nickel, I'd just put a nickel back in because that's all we gave them.
Okay, just checking, didn't.
But one time I went to Pepperidge Farms for their outlet store, and my bill came to like $4.50 or something, and I had it was almost $2. That was it. It was $1.85 or something like that. And I handed them a roll of nickels, which is $2, and she wouldn't take it. She said, "We don't take rolled money." And I said, "Well, it's $2." And she says, "We don't take rolled money." So I took the wrapper off and dumped all the change out, took out 15 cents, and then gave her the thing. And she says, "Well, I can't take that." And I says, "It's redeemable cash. You have to take it."
That is true.
And so she took it, not very begrudgingly. Number 6, would you rather be creative or a genius?
Well, I'm already a genius. So, I mean,
no, I'm creative. A genius.
Genius. I would rather be creative.
See, I'd rather be a genius. I'm not the least bit creative, and why do I want to worry about being creative? But if I was a genius, I'd be able to figure out half of these things I'm trying to do on YouTube, as ad music and ad graphics. I can't do any of that. But if I was a genius, I'd know how to do that. Number 7, would you rather have Arby's or Hardee's?
Ooh, see, okay. Now Arby's has the greatest. Now you're gonna make me stop at Arby's on the way home. Arby's has the greatest chocolate shake.
I've never had their chocolate
shake.
You
will never have a better. It almost tastes like a chocolate malt. You've had a chocolate malt,
I've
right?
had chocolate malt.
It almost tastes like that, but it's a shake. But Hardee's has, I forgot what the bread's called. It looks like normal sliced bread, but it's thicker and it's toasted, and that's how they make their sandwiches. Yeah. I like those sandwiches better.
See, I've never eaten at Hardee's ever in my life.
But if I had to pick one or the other, I would pick Arby's.
See, I've never eaten at Hardee's ever, and I've never had a roast beef sandwich from Arby's.
Oh.
I've never had the roast beef. I always get the bacon, cheddar, turkey ranch.
No, you got to get a
sandwich.
Beef and cheddar.
No.
A double.
With the mozzarella sticks. So I would rather eat at Arby's. Number 8, would you rather have for a home pet a hamster or a rabbit?
Either one, but I'd say probably a rabbit. They're easier to wrangle up.
Yeah, I would say a rabbit. We've had hamsters. Not good experiences with them. They're like little mice.
They are.
I don't know. I would pick a rabbit.
Who was that, Danny or Christy, that had it with the whole contraption with the tubes?
Danny had that. Remember that? And that smart little thing could get.
Yes.
He could get out of the cage. I had to put like books on top of the cage because what he would do. I know this is getting to be long for a tag, but what he would do is like it had like the wire mesh on the back, and then on the top. The front was like the 3 sides were glass, and then the back was mesh for some reason,
right.
And then the top was all breathing holes. And what this little punk would do is he would get grab onto the thing, and then when he'd lose his balance, he'd go back up onto the wheel, and then he'd get to the top, and he'd put his little hand up there, and then he'd work with the lock until he got the lock open, and then he'd get out at night. And people doubted me, and back then we didn't have video cameras or anything like that. But I sat up one night with Mary, because Mary was living with us, and we sat in the dark, and we watched that little bugger do that. And so after that, I always put books on top. So I like watching them, they're trying to get it open with that. And he got out, and he got under my bed. And Mary was doing a little trail of broccoli to get him to come out. It was a pain. Number 9, for dining, would you rather have paper plates or china?
I prefer china because paper plates are flimsy.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of paper plates unless you spend the extra money to get the Chinette plates.
I mean, if you're just going for if I'm at home and I just make a sandwich and some chips, I'll grab a paper plate just because I'm not going to go through the whole hassle of,
No, I just
washing a dish. But if it's like an actual meal, Yeah, I gotta have something solid.
I like at Christmas using my Christmas china, but yeah, I would prefer a regular, I guess, china. I'm not really into paper plates. And the last one, would you rather have perfume or a body spray?
Body spray.
Yeah, I would say body spray. Yep. Perfume gets too strong, and after you've worn it a while, you increase your dosage because you don't smell it on yourself. And then you do a little bit more.
I've been in the elevator with a couple
and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and it's just like a. So anyway, that's the end of our thing. Do you remember his quote, or are we going to pause this for a minute?
I'm probably going to have to pause it because I can't remember.
All right, we'll be right back.
Disappointing again.
Yep, he didn't think for the week. He didn't follow through with his assignment, so he's going to have to do it next week.
For sure, next week.
I'll remind him on Monday when he calls and says, "Were we tagged yet?"
That is true.
So it'll be both of us will have to remember something. Oh, okay, so once again, I wanted to thank Tracy over at Trials of a Long-Haired Girl for tagging both of us.
Thank you.
Also, I wanted to remind myself that I did tag Valerie Reese, Frekifitwolf.
My ADD came in.
I know. No. Who did I tag? I can't remember. It was just so, we can remember stories from long ago, but Valerie Reese. I know I tagged Lainseyslife. Oh! Sorry, Cassandra, Butter Pecan Beauty. I know Cassandra's yelling, Sandy, how could you forget me? How could you forget me? Cassandra at Butter Pecan Beauty, Valerie at Valerie Reese, Robbie at Frekifitwolf, and then Kim, don't forget, even though he forgot about his Jimmy Stewart impression, Jimmy wants you to remember to...
Get the lizard.
Flair.
Or Flair. Flair.
So, okay, like, comment, subscribe, share. Talk to you guys next Tuesday.